Swings it around the boards. He has to get back to the net quickly. Shot, save, rebound, jammed home. Bobo Carpenter.
After an up-and-down fall, Boston University finished the first half of their schedule with a pair of huge wins over UMass Lowell and Dartmouth. Now, entering the most important part of their season, the Terriers are ready to be unleashed. The college hockey world takes a break over the holidays each year. However, a select few do get the opportunity to keep playing as they represent their countries at the prestigious World Junior Championships.
It's always good when you can go and represent your country. And we've had a lot of guys through the history of the program that have gone in a lot over the last 4 or 5 years. So it's nice when guys go from not just the U.S., guys with Bowers and Fabro and Hickey from Canada. We had Forsbacka Carlson go from Sweden, and then Kock-Kinsalo with Finland. So it's nice to see those guys represent their country. It's a big tournament for them. Bowers had a good, solid tournament. They had a tough end of that last game of theirs. And then Farabee was pretty consistently good throughout the tournament. And Cockrell played really well in the last couple of games. He might have been USA's best forward. It's always good for those guys to continue to develop their game.
Now the centering pass, Valeno with a chance. A rebound, score! That's batted in by Bowers.
Anytime you get to represent your country, it's obviously a special opportunity. Wearing your country's logo or crest on a jersey always kind of makes it a little more special, and a little more pride comes with that. And obviously I've had the opportunity a couple of times, but I think obviously the World Juniors is the highest stage when it comes to that stuff. When you look at it in that situation, obviously it's a small sacrifice to give up a little bit of time at Christmas break. So I think when everyone kind of puts in that perspective, no one really misses not having the time off or not being home with your family, because you're playing on the highest stage for your country, and I think that makes it so much more special.
Here's Cockrell with it now. Cockrell winds in from a sharp angle, sends it, they score!
It's awesome. It's something you don't get to do a lot of the time, so it's pretty special. And when I was playing at the national program, you kind of, I wouldn't say take it for granted, but you get used to wearing the USA jersey. So being away from that for a year and a half and being able to go back and represent my country was a pretty big honor.
Joel Farabee dancing in, has a lane, shoots, scores!
It's definitely a different experience. You play with the U17, U18 teams, and you get kind of used to it, playing, that competition. But, World Juniors, it's a much bigger stage, and, it's an honor to represent your country, and, just to be a part of that was something really special. I definitely was playing with some good line mates, and, the puck was just bouncing my way that period, so it was really special to, have a hat trick in the World Juniors.
Look out, Farabee looking for a hat trick, and he finds it 5-hole, slipping it home and making it 4-1.
When you look back on it, you're going to want to say you won gold, but I think in the long run, as far as the hockey career, I think it's going to help me out, because maybe next year when we get back in that situation, we'll know how that felt.
It's always hard though, because you go over there, we're thinking gold or bust, so that was really in our sights, and being so close makes it hurt even more. But after the game, our coach just told us too, it might hurt right now, but you guys are going to appreciate the silver medal in a couple weeks when the hurt starts to go away.
Along with the World Juniors, there's another important tournament that takes place in Davos, Switzerland over the winter break. The world's oldest invitational hockey tournament, the Spengler Cup. And Terriers defenseman Dante Fabro was honored to be selected for Team Canada.
Honestly, it was a little bit unexpected. I know that Hickey had gone the year before. just getting that call, I think it was just as we were leaving for Ireland, Ron Francis called and asked if I wanted to play on the team, and obviously I had said yes from there on. I thought it'd be a great opportunity for me to learn and kind of be around a lot of pros.
It's a good learning experience for him. He's playing with pros, guys that have been at all walks of hockey, and I think it's a little bit more laid-back tournament. There's not as much pressure, even though there's probably some, but not like the World Juniors, where the entire country is watching the Canadian team play in Vancouver. So it was a good learning experience for him.
It was definitely pretty special, obviously, in that kind of tournament. How they just kind of handled themselves away from the rink, and what they how they took care of themselves. How genuine they were as people, and I couldn't thank those guys enough for how much I benefited from that experience.
With With winter break over and the team reunited, it's back to work for the Terriers. Now, the most demanding stretch of the season awaits.
Let's go. It's like starting new, but we already have the structure in place, and I think we know what we need to do to be successful. We had to remind them a little bit of some of the things that we improved upon, so I think we got to reset and make sure they're focused on some of the little things we need to do to be successful.
Did you ever wonder what it's like to play hockey for Boston University? Well, coming up next, we'll spend the day with junior forward Patrick Curry and find out.
Patrick Curry gets the goal in overtime.
Playing Division I hockey and going to a top academic institution like Boston University is definitely challenging, but it can also be a lot of fun. Let's find out firsthand with junior forward Patrick Curry.
Hey, Terriers Unleashed, come on in. Welcome to our room. Me and junior players Dante Fabro, Jake Ottinger, and Chad Krys all live here. Obviously, one of the best perks of the room is the great view of the city of Boston. We're lucky to wake up to this every day. Now we can head over to my room where I spend most of my time. Obviously, I spend a lot of time in here, and the walls kind of signify that. The crest of Chicago, where I'm from, it means a lot to me. Obviously, I miss home, and then we got my Bloomington Thunder jersey, which is where I played for 2 years before coming to BU.
Two of the top two scorers down the lane, and Curry in front, he scores!
And I wasn't one of the guys who was ready to go into college hockey right after like high school and all that. I was more of a late bloomer, so I was able to learn how to play in the USHL, which is a great league, and really just get prepared physically for how tough NCAA hockey really is. That's a big piece of my hockey career, and I like to hang that up there.
Surging back comes Cockrell, trying to create odd man. Cockrell in front, Curry in a goal! Patrick Curry!
Now we're gonna head over to the dining hall and grab a quick bite. Talking about my roommates, just like three great guys, three of my best friends on the team. It's kind of surreal being able to live with them on a daily basis. Couldn't actually be with three better guys. Woo! I decided to go to BU, first off because of the education. My parents put a big foundation on getting a college degree, and this is one of the best places to do so. And then obviously for the hockey standpoint, I decided to come mainly because you see all the tradition, and you can see like the amount of players who have came here and been successful, and how many teams have won championships. Hey, buddy! All over you, 1-7. The classes are great. You learn a lot. Everything's pretty close by. The facility we have here is top-notch, so coming to the rink every day is awesome. You know you have all the tools you need to be successful, and it's great that we're able to use those so frequently. I've been at this school for 2 years now, 2 full years, and I kind of know the ins and outs, and I feel like that's made me a lot more comfortable on the ice. Obviously, Albie O'Connell, our new head coach, has put a lot of confidence in me, and I've taken advantage of it.
There's Bobo, Carpenter, and Fabro, both with chances now walking out front. Oh, baby, back in the net! Curry tucks it home!
With Albie coming in, I think the transition's been pretty good so far. Obviously, we're still working a few things out. For the most part, he's a really likable guy. He's vocal, he talks to all the guys.
Hey, you're consistent. You're consistently last. Consistency's good.
I knew he always liked the way I played, so it's been a positive change for me, that's for sure. For the most part, I feel like I'm playing my best when I'm getting in the other team's face. I like to pride myself on being hard to play against. Obviously, like in practices, I'll get into it with some of our teammates. The guys just know that's kind of the way I play. They don't really take exception to it. They know I'm just playing my style, so I try not to get away from that.
Here's a turnover in front, point blank, score! Patrick Curry gets the goal in overtime!
And that goal in general was probably the biggest goal I've ever scored in my career. I kind of like blacked out in the moment because it was just so surreal. To be able to score that goal and end BC season was something cool, and that's definitely something I'll never forget.
Your champions, the Boston University Terriers.
Hoisting the trophy above your head is something that you'll never forget. And doing it at the Garden, my parents were in town. Knowing that we had to win that tournament to go to the NCAA tournament was well, even made it that much better, and it's definitely something I'll never forget. Hey boys, I got the hard hat here. Good effort, down a few guys. I got to give this one to the guy who got his first of the year here. Big 2-1. All right, guys, thanks for having me today and joining me throughout my trip across BU here. Now I'm going to jump on the ice for morning skate. All right, boys, all we got to do is go out here tonight, and I'm confident we come back from break, and we're the best team in college hockey. Let's go out here and dominate them all night. Have a good win. BU on 3. 1, 2, 3, BU!
Coming up next, Assistant Captain Chad Krys is taking us on a VIP tour around the home of the BU Terriers, Agganis Arena.
Hey everyone, Chad Krys here, and welcome to Agganis Arena. Agganis opened in January 2005 and is home to the 5-time national champion BU Terriers hockey team. The arena seats 6,150 for hockey games and 7,200 people for concerts and stage events. It was built where the former Commonwealth Armory stood. During its life, it was home to military units, field hospitals, and a concert by The Who in 1969. Agganis Arena is named after the legendary Harry Agganis, who was a football and baseball star here. His statue is at the corner of Com Ave and Harry Agganis Way. The hockey rink is named after former BU head coach Jack Parker, who has a statue on the concourse along with legendary Jack Kelly, who coached here too. Check out this recently renovated wall that includes the jersey of every Terrier that has played in the NHL this season. On each side of the frames is a digital display that goes through all 83 Terriers who have reached the NHL. This is our walkway to the bench, and you have to check out our locker room, best in all of college hockey. The locker room underwent a big upgrade this fall with wall wraps throughout the main area. There are panels dedicated to Jack Parker and Travis Roy, along with celebration photos from all of our titles over the past decade. We have new locker headers with all the players' names. In each stall, there is a plaque that has the name of every player who has worn your number. I wear number 7, just like my father did when he played here. This is the Players' Lounge. The coaches use this in between periods to go over clips from the game. We use this for studying, relaxing, and watching TV. The walls highlight all of our guys who are currently in the NHL, and a reminder of all of the championships BU has won. The athletic training room is located right across the hall from the locker room. In addition to the great Larry Venice, our head trainer, and his staff, we also have a massage therapist that we can schedule throughout the week, and Normatec leg recovery systems. The room was created to handle nearly any injury that happens on the ice. It even includes an operating room. Our equipment manager, Mike DeMello, runs an efficient shop. It has a laundry room, skate sharpening, equipment, apparel and stick storage. It's all handled by Mike and our great equipment team. Under Armour is our new apparel supplier. It's a significant partnership that benefits our entire athletic department. We have an awesome film room. It's a place where we can scout opponents and learn from previous games. Coaches work tirelessly to go through all the clips from each game with our video coordinator to identify what needs to be emphasized.
Farabee down low. Pass is made and a goal! Chad Krys.
Looks good to me. The strength and conditioning room is conveniently located right next to our locker room and made possible by gifts from 2 BU legends, Chris Drury,
a 3rd-time top 10 finalist, Chris Drury,
and Keith Kachuk.
Gauntlet chance, keeping it in, a shot wide. They score! Kachuk on the carom.
The room undergoes apparatus and equipment upgrades nearly every year. And while we recognize the current NHL guys in the concourse and our lounge, some of the recent retired stars are featured in the weight room. And we have this really cool shooting room where we can work on our shot. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'm Chad Krys. We'll see you at a game.
Farabee down low. Pass is made and a goal! Chad Krys from Bowers.
Hockey legend Tony Amante was one of the greatest players in BU history. Coming up, we'll meet the next generation to hit the ice for the Terriers. Sophomore forward, Ty Amonte.
Shifting over the line. Farabee with a little move. Farabee in front and a goal. Ty Amonte.
Sophomore forward Ty Amonte is one of a number of notable legacy players on the BU team. His father is Tony Amonte, one of the Terriers' all-time greats, who also played 17 years in the NHL and scored over 400 goals.
Up the left wing boards, Amante chased it down, gets the line, moves and shoots. He scores! Tony Amante just rockets a shot up over the glove.
But Tony is a lot more than a great hockey player and a great dad. He was also Ty's high school coach at Thayer Academy in Braintree, Massachusetts.
He started coaching at Thayer when I was in 7th grade. We wanted to be high school hockey players at Thayer. He was always behind the bench, one of those guys who he couldn't let someone else coach me. He was always the one in my ear every game, and he always was harder on me, and I really loved playing for him. He's a great coach. He's been a huge influence on my career, and I like to play his style of hockey.
Ferentz for Favreau. Favreau with a shot right on, scooping up the rebound, Amante!
Ty's game's a lot different than his dad's. You know, his dad was like a world-class goal scorer. Not many guys like him, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best player that's played here. You know, so I think he's in the conversations of some of the better players that have ever put on a jersey.
This is Amante. He's got McEachran on the 2-on-1, shorthanded. Amante scores! What a move by Tony Amante!
I've seen highlights of him, Keith, and Sean McEachran playing a lot together, and it was pretty special to see my dad wear the same number, same jersey. You know that he knows what he's talking about when he's telling you to do something. He calls me after every game, and he's always got his points on me and everyone on the team, and he loves the way that we play, and he loves BU so much.
2-on-1, he's got Amonte with him. Harper holds, gives it up to Amonte and a goal! Ty Amonte blasted home from the far dot.
Coming out of high school, Ty was one of the top players in Massachusetts and heavily recruited. But was there ever really any doubt which college he was going to choose?
I had talked to a couple other schools before when I was in high school, getting close to the end of my senior year, and I came once to BU, and Coach Quinn, Coach Young, and Albie took me around the rink. I knew I wanted to come to BU. This was the place I've always wanted to go, and I know this is a team that wants to win games. I'm here to win. I want to win championships.
He's got a knack of scoring big goals in big games. You know, he scored the overtime winner in the Bean Pot.
Amante brings it in and he scores! Ty Amante ends it in the second overtime. The Boston University Terriers advance to the championship game of the 66th Bean Pot.
Bean Pot's every Massachusetts kid's dream. You always watch the Bean Pot. They play that everywhere in the world. It's the most special tournament to me.
Now the opportunity, score! Puck came away to the far side. Amante was there and he buries it. And Terrier Nation comes to life at the Garden.
It's always good to score against BC. That was another huge goal because I know we were down 2. We kind of rallied the troops there and we turned it around on them, and then Pat got the overtime winner, so it was a really big goal. For our seniors, it was something that they really wanted, and they really wanted to end their careers in the national tournament. It would have been devastating to lose, so it was really big. I just try to play the right way, and the goals seem to come to me in the big moments.
Takes a shoulder from Gatcombe, but it'll allow Amante to come around and top it in. Ty Amante with the celebration.
Go Clones, you got him!
He's got a great personality. He wants to win, and I think other guys feed off it. If you see a guy going to the net every time, it's him. He stops there, he takes a beat, and he's not the biggest guy, but he's got a big heart. He's going to be a really good player for us, and he's got a chance to be a captain-type kid.
I like to score goals. I like to go to the places where no one else wants to go. I want to be at the front of the net. I want to go where the goals are, and I just want to win.
Lancet centers one wrister and a goal, far circle. Ty Amonte.
Terriers break away. A lot of speed for Ryan Clooney. In front score! Matthew Corsia.
After an inconsistent first half, the BU Terriers have now righted the ship and started the second half of their season on a roll.
Drop now made by DeBoer. DeBoer look for return and a goal. DeBoer and Cloonan work it.
I think we've played better hockey. I think our team's grown. Some of the younger guys are getting more consistent, and Jake has had a pretty good run here.
Buzzing on this power play. Fox, wrist shot, Ottinger gloves it. Drop it back, Marino lets it go, and Ottinger kicks it away.
There's obviously a learning curve with everyone coming into a new team. I think there's new systems that need to be learned and chemistry that needs to be built.
First half of the season, I think every game we were in it. I think if we just bear down a little bit and maybe score a few more goals, I think we'll take off the second half.
The full head of steam, hard drive, Harper gets it wide. Farabee scores! Joel Farabee.
Farabee cross ice, good indirect, finds Farabee. Farabee wrister, the goal! Joel Farabee from the far circle.
When you're a young team, there's a lot of guys who have to get adapted to college hockey, and I think a lot of the guys are starting to really fill their roles and starting to play well, and it's looking like a bright future ahead of us.
I think we're going to have a strong push. We're not going to sit back. I don't think we're going to settle with being where we're at, and I think that everyone's going to buy in and everyone's going to push for one goal, and I think that it's going to be successful.
Everyone except the freshmen saw we could do it last year, so they know from us that we can turn it around. I think everyone in the locker room is ready to win, and I think this is going to be a big second half for us.
The calendar has turned, so the most exciting part of the college hockey season has arrived, and the BU Terriers are ready. Nothing will come easily in the razor-close dogfight that is Hockey East. But this team believes that their best hockey lies ahead.
I'm expecting to be a little bit more consistent, from shift in, shift out. So hopefully we can put a consistent 60-minute effort every night, but we're getting there.
Moves it to Crotty. Crotty wrists to the goal. Cam Crotty.